We're going to be introducing to you our doghouse. We're calling it the Call of the Wild. There's a specific need. Increasingly, more and more families are joining the workforce, both parents are. And because of that, the dogs are often left at home, and they need a place where they can have shelter. And a lot of pet owners will not want to have those dogs inside their house. 5 out of the top 10 dogs in America are going to be 60 to 100 pounds, and there aren't a lot of dog houses that can provide for dogs of that size. And there are some, we're not denying that, but they are incredibly expensive, as you can see. The other factor is that these dog houses aren't as durable. We need a material like the one that we're using, American cedar wood, that is strong, it holds up to decay, and it won't shrink or warp in the building process. The other thing that is a factor in Miami is safety. We have some of the highest temperatures here, and in hot weather areas, dogs are incredibly prone to dehydration, heat stroke, and other heat-related illnesses. That's why we're providing a filtration system. And this filtration system isn't just beneficial for the dogs, it is beneficial, it saves the owner money in the long run. Florida receives an average of 56 inches of rain per year, and just 1 inch of rainfall over 1,000 square foot area yields 600 gallons of excess water. And if you can harness that, you're going to be saving money.
What we also added was 2 entrances, as was in the criteria. It can be allowed for one dog to use 1 entrance each, or for them to come in through 1 entrance or out the other. This allows for accessibility and mobility, and it just also maneuvers for more comfortability in the doghouse. Next is the window. The window allows for the owner not only to maneuver things inside the doghouse, such as the food bowl, the water bowl, the grass inside the doghouse, but it also allows for ventilation of the doghouse and for air to move through the doghouse. And during those hot days in Miami, when it's a serious danger to these dogs, it can just allow for a gentler and safer living area. Next is the raised roof. And the raised roof is an idea we got from the Caribbean, and it actually lowers the house temperature by 10 to 15 degrees and also decreases humidity by 10%. And it's just beneficial to these dogs during these hot temperatures in Miami when, like, being outside, you just feel uncomfortable. Like 30 seconds outside and you're like, I'm done, let's get back inside. So it's so uncomfortable, and this just adds to the comfortability of the doghouse. The raised floor, we actually put struts under the doghouse because, as you see, we have a lot of flooding, we have a lot of rain in Miami, and we don't want these houses to be flooded, or these doghouses to be submerged or have at least a small amount of water inside them. So these 4-inch struts actually raise the doghouse off the ground, and also adds for insulation because we have had some cold nights here in Miami, and it has been shown that raising floors off the ground actually saves insulation and keeps heat inside the doghouse.
Keeps what?
Keeps heat during cold nights. Next we have canine grass, and it's just for the safety and comfort of the pet, and in hot weather it'll be cooler than concrete or wood or asphalt, and it just adds to the comfortability, and it's also very easy to clean. Using the window or the 2 entrances, you can clean it out, and just using a hose, clean it and hose it down. And it's antimicrobial, and it's just very easy to clean. It's a great cushion. That's just an inventor sketch.
All right, good job. Okay, start from the beginning. Okay, first off, without a doubt, you guys did the best out of every class when it came to research and identifying the problem. Just a couple of questions and some suggestions, okay? Let me look at the flyer. Okay, who made the flyer?
Hey.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks good. I like it. I would put less
Words.
paragraphs and all that stuff,
Okay.
but it's a very nice call to the wild. I like that. Very cool. Research, I liked it last time. I liked it this time. Now, no, go back. There. Okay. Just a couple of things, because there's a lot of things I liked what you said, and then there's a couple of things that you probably need to justify, and then maybe what direction you're going in. What I didn't get a sense of from this class is, what are you trying to sell? What do you think is your innovation? You said a few things, but always recap at the end. Say, look, this is what we think, boom. Always capture at the end, because at the end, if you don't do that, it'll just look like a lot of information. Okay? Now we're looking, and I'll leave it there. You said the word expensive when you were looking at the one to the left, to the bottom. The one to the right, I completely agree with you. The fact that it's not raised is a big deal. And you guys pointed that out. Okay? I've noticed, I'll give you an example. If you put a solar panel on top of your car, on top of that one to the right, the most it would reduce the temperature is about 5 degrees. Just by having that type of incline reduces it 10%, hence about 10 degrees, which is a big deal. Okay, so the elevated thing I thought was awesome. You mentioned the price. Okay, something you need to understand about how many you sell and so on and so forth. The one I personally purchased is the one to the top left. Okay, it's under $350. It's elevated. It keeps them dry. But there's things that I did to compensate for what you guys said. I love the idea of the add-ons. I love the water idea. I love the carpet possibly. But one of the things that you have to be able to justify is the price. When you say it's expensive, that's $320. Unless you sell millions of this, it's not going to be any less expensive. Secondly, guess how long it took me to build that? 15 minutes. Guess how many tools? None. It came with a little Phillips. 15 minutes it took me to build that. Why? Because it's pretty much prefab. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces and about 15 nails, and that's it. Okay? The bottom needed to be elevated, so I did an elevation for that. Okay? Why did I like that? Because of everything. I like the price. Guess what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday? It rained like hell. Not one drop of freaking water in that house. Okay? I actually had a thermometer yesterday. Guess what the temperature was? 15 degrees lower than outside. Okay? Then what I did was I took it away from under the tree and then I put it directly in the sun. And as you can attest, it was a lot hotter. It started raining in the afternoon, it dropped dramatically. I liked what you mentioned about the temperature change when it hits the bottom. Why do you think that happens? If the actual, don't say that, I know you know the answer. If the doghouse is on the floor, why do you think it loses heat faster?
The ground absorbs the heat.
Exactly, so if you have it elevated with what?
These
What
wooden
kind of
struts.
material has to be elevated? Not the name of it, but what kind? Something that does what?
Insulates.
Insulates. Okay, so if you have, like, for example, this is the summer. This is the summer and we're in Miami. So take a wild guess what I used to elevate it. I don't want the house to get wet. It has tile on the bottom, but I put something in between because of the weather conditions and because I'm not worried about the damn dogs getting cold at night. Okay, what do you think that was? Anybody?
Wood.
Wood gets bad because of the
I
rain.
was gonna say
cinder block.
So it has to be a cinder block. What material?
Concrete.
Concrete would probably be fine. The only problem with that is, kind of looks like shit. Okay, if it's just like concrete, whatever. And you can go with that. What I used, believe it or not, was this thick aluminum. What? Huh?
Roofing or?
Hurricane shutters. Aluminum hurricane, galvanized aluminum. It doesn't rust, and it's aluminum, so it conducts. That means the temperature cools at night. So that's what I used. So I guess my point of this, and not to drag this out, okay, it's hard to beat that. And you weren't able to prove anything that would beat that one to the left. But what you did state was things you can add to it. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's things like, a perfect example is the iPhone, right? I love my iPhone. Why? Because I can go like this, and it's going to be fine. Because I have what?
Case.
I have the LifeProof case that I know it's going to be fine. So I don't worry about that. And LifeProof uses the relationship what it has with Apple very well. Believe it or not, they get information before everybody else does because there's a partnership. Okay? Thank you. So the point is, that's where you might want to go, is partner up with the best doghouse that you think and have one of these things that you can market directly to them. That would be my suggestion. Unless you have a better way of marketing something for under that price, good luck with that. Okay? This is being sold probably at the most 4,000 units per year. If you can increase that by 500,000 or $1 million, now it drops to under 200 bucks. Okay, so any questions for me? The add-ons, the water system. I'd like to know a little more about that. The porch potty. Go back to the porch potty. Putty, I'm sorry, putty, right?
Porch potty.
Potty, is that the, okay. Is this a place that sells this?
Yeah,
Do you know any idea, have any idea how much it is?
$92 for two.
For what square, do you have any idea?
4 by 8.
Wow, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of material, I mean, I wonder like how much, I wonder, okay. All right, go to the next slide. Okay, so you have pretty much the same kind of idea. Keep in mind, always think of the consumer. 15 minutes is what sold me on that doghouse. 15 minutes to build. Very impressive. And it's wood, and it has a 5-year warranty. If any of it starts to corrode, I've elevated where the water won't seep in. It'll stay up. So any suggestions, questions, or problems with anything? I've said a lot of stuff. I love the presentation. You guys have a lot of ways to go if you wanted to continue with this with the add-on. Go start from the beginning with the PowerPoint, just one last minute. Okay. Okay. Perfect slide, next. Excellent, next. Excellent, excellent. Okay, go back one. Okay, so the next slide right there, next slide. Go, I'm sorry, going forward. That is where I probably would think about what you're trying to hit. You're telling the audience, look, we're going to do this, this, and that. We're fine with the house, let's say. These are the things we feel we can improve. And we're going to go through this presentation and prove to you why this water system is better than other ones and why it's going to be beneficial. Okay? That's where you need to set it up. Because I know it's clear in your brain, but it's not necessarily clear over here. I'm thinking about what I did last weekend because it's not clear enough. Okay? Now, you know what? AED is not a condition. It's a range. Everybody has it. Okay? It's kind of like Walking Dead. You're all infected. Okay? Sorry if I gave away the punchline. Okay? So you're all infected. So how do you keep people directed to the intent? You simplify the crap out of it, and then you put detail. That detail, right off the bat, I will guarantee you, other than maybe 2 people here, they were drifting. Am I correct in saying that? What do you guys think? Were you guys paying attention when they were talking about it there? Or were you daydreaming? You don't have to be honest. It's your presentation. Why are you going to mock it? Next one. That was good. I like that. Okay, good. Fine. Good. Less wording. You're saying what you have there. That's, whatever. Next. Good. You guys did a very good job. I love this one. And I love the fact that that's exactly how the bottom of the doghouse I have looks like. Okay, and then it has another piece, and then you have to raise it next. Why do you come up with 4 inches?
Alright, I'll answer this because I did the dimensioning. Basically because we felt that would be the best size for flooding in a backyard, because when it rains in Florida, I mean, depending on where you are, it can either be anywhere from a foot to like not even an inch. We thought for a backyard that would be the best height, and also it offered stability.
I love it. What you said is you came clean. You weren't trying to bullshit me. You were stating generalizations within. But if I'm a judge and you're saying a foot and you're saying 4 inches, I have a problem with that, okay? But I love the honesty and the directness. So what you can't state is just the wording slightly, even though it can flood up to a foot. Most places, like I live in Miami Springs, they have a great area system to get rid of water. It seldomly ever goes over 2. Okay, so using a specific example, Coral Gables. Anybody live in Coral Gables? Does it flood where you live?
Barely.
So you can use something that you know. How about where you live?
Not at all.
Okay, so that's what you use, right? You look at the areas, and what would be the best solution to that if you were in the market with others? Have different, what? You have different options of height. Okay, that fixes that problem right off the bat. Next.
This one.
Okay, so this one, what's the difference from the top and the bottom? It looks like 2 different types, right?
Yeah.
One looks like it's more, looks longer.
Well, I think that's real grass.
No, they're both.
I think they're both fake.
fake.
Why would you have fake grass like this?
Why would you have fake grass?
No, that was all discolored like that.
Because they wanna show the 2 different types maybe they sell. That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think?
That's what I thought.
Okay, so which one do you think looks better aesthetically
The
pleasing?
top one.
The
Top one, right? The other one looks like freaking, the Brady
I don't
Bunch.
know why you trying to sell
Freaking
that.
shit, whatever. The top, yeah, that looks good. That looks almost like the football field here. All right, next. Okay, good job, guys. Good job. I'm gonna recommend that you guys get all A's for this.